Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace and I make lifestyle and motherhood content here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be filming a little chit chat get ready with me / Q&A. I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask me questions and you delivered. I got so many good questions. And there was definitely some common themes. There was a lot of questions about what it's like to be a new mom and postpartum. The big one was how many kids we want, and when we're planning for baby number 2, you asked about me and Davis. So today I'm going to be answering as many questions of yours that I can as I get ready here. And I'm going to be grouping common questions kind of into one. So if you don't hear your exact questions, because it was kind of similar to some others. And yeah, we're just gonna get ready together. I'm heading over to my parents' house a little bit later today, which I don't really need makeup for, but I wanted an excuse to do my makeup and feel good and get dressed up because I feel like you don't get to do that very often as a new mom. Okay, with that being said, let's dive into the questions. I took screenshots here of the ones that I'm going to be answering and doing my makeup at the same time. We'll see how I do with the multitasking. I feel like I used to be so good at doing multiple things at once, and then I had a baby and my brain is just like... First, I'm going to be going in with the complexion stick in the color Silk, and this is just a really nice like foundation / concealer. But I love it because it looks very natural and almost just like you don't have any makeup on at all. That's kind of my vibe these days. First question, are you going back to work? Also love your adorable family. Thank you, I appreciate that. And the answer on that is no, I'm not going to be going back to work in the foreseeable future. It's really always been my dream to be a stay-at-home mom, and I am fortunate enough that I have an amazing husband who works really hard and has a good job, and we're able to do that. So no, I actually just put in my resignation last week. I'm not going to be going back. Someday in the future when my kids are a little older, ideally when they were in school, then I will probably go back to work, or sooner if needs be. But for now, nope, I'm not going to be working. I'm just going to be a stay-at-home mama, and I'll keep doing like YouTube and stuff, which doesn't earn a ton of money, but brings a little bit in, which is cool. Thanks to you guys, thank you. So that's my plan. Oh, and if you guys didn't know, I was a middle school teacher, middle school English teacher. Next question, do you have Ivy on a sleep schedule or do you just follow her cues? That is a good question. We have her on a schedule, but it's kind of a flexible schedule. It's not super rigid. So we did the Taking Care of Babies sleep course, so we kind of follow that. So right now, during the day, Ivy's wake window is about an hour and a half long, and then we'll put her down for a nap after that, and she will nap anywhere from 30 minutes to like an hour, sometimes like an hour and a half, not very often. She's not a great daytime sleeper, but sometimes we can get her to sleep for longer, which is nice. So that's kind of what it looks like during the daytime. At night, we put her down at 7:30 for bedtime, and then we do a dream feed right before we go to sleep, and then she'll usually sleep till like 6 or 7. Lately she's been waking up pretty early. For a while she was sleeping till 7:30. It was so nice, but now she's kind of waking up earlier again. So yeah, that's what Ivy's sleep looks like. She's been a really good nighttime sleeper so far, which I'm so grateful for. I know it's not the case for everybody. We've put a lot of hard work into getting it to be like that. Oh, and she takes 4 or 5 naps a day. It kind of depends on like when she ends up waking up, just to make our like schedule work out. But yeah, that's kind of where daytime sleep is at. We try not to let her sleep for more than like 4 or 5 hours during the day, so she'll sleep well at night. And I actually got another one of these shade sticks, but in a darker color, to use as like a cream bronzer. So this is in the color Buff. The next question is, do you / did you struggle with PPD or PPA at all? I got hit hard with the baby blues. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's so difficult. So no, I did not have like full on postpartum depression or anxiety, which I'm super grateful for. I was worried about that. I'm just kind of prone to being down sometimes. So I was very aware of that, but I think I definitely did get some baby blues, which I think in part is because the hormones are just so intense after giving birth. I think a lot of women kind of struggle with just feeling very emotional and up and down. And then also those first couple weeks were so hard because we were just figuring out feeding, which was very stressful. If you've watched those vlogs, you know. And we were not sleeping very much. We were super tired. So yeah, it was definitely a little bit emotional. I would say I had some baby blues in the beginning, but not like the full-on depression, which I'm very grateful for. And I'm sorry to anyone who is struggling with that. Okay, the next question is also about postpartum. How are you doing postpartum? Would love to see a video on postpartum in general. That is a very good idea. I'll be honest, I plan to do like monthly baby and postpartum updates, and then life happened and it was just like so overwhelming and stressful in the beginning, and I just kind of put it off and put it off. But next week, actually, I am going to be filming a 0 to 3 month baby and postpartum update. So I'll talk more about it there if you want to watch that. But I'm doing pretty well at this point. I've healed up completely. I did have a small tear. Occasionally, I'll have like a little bit of tenderness, but I feel pretty much back to normal. Coffee. Decaf coffee, so it's not quite the same. And yeah, I think my hormones have evened out a little bit, so it's not quite as intense as it was in the beginning, and I'm feeling pretty good. My body is definitely like a lot different than it has ever been. It looks different than it ever has, and I weigh more, and that's kind of weird to get used to, but I'm not in like a big rush to like bounce back or whatever. I kind of like my body right now, and I'm just gonna like have grace with myself, no pun intended, and kind of let my body do its thing. Next, I'm gonna go in with some cream blush, and this is in the color Beverly Hills. It's a really pretty like terracotta-y color. I'll tell you, I did not use like cream products super often, so this was like kind of weird for me when I first tried it, but I honestly really liked it. It just looks so like dewy and natural. Next question, what's the hardest thing and the best thing about being a new mom? There's a lot of hard things and there's a lot of really good things, so it's a hard question. I think the hardest thing is probably just not having very much spare time, very much time for yourself. That's a really hard adjustment because I was just used to having so much time to really do what I wanted. You know, when I wasn't working, I really had a lot of freedom, and you still have some with a baby, but she just requires a lot of time, a lot of attention, a lot of care as a newborn. So it's a big adjustment to not have that much free time for yourself. Like even when she's sleeping, she'll only nap for like 30-40 minutes on her own usually, and in that time it's barely enough time for me to just like take care of my basic needs, like brush my teeth, take a shower, take my vitamins, eat some food, maybe like run around the house and clean things up. It's not really like relaxing time. So that's been a hard adjustment for me, and I've just had to like kind of find new ways to have downtime. Like now when I cook dinner, Davis will take the baby and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be me time. I'll like turn on music, make a tea or like a little snack to have, and just try to like enjoy the little bits of time I do have. I know that's gonna change like as she gets older, and things will like be a little bit less intense, hopefully. That's probably the hardest part. The best thing about being a new mom, there's so many good things. I think honestly just like getting to know Ivy's personality has been really, really fun and just so cute and special to see. Like to figure out what makes her laugh, what makes her smile, what makes her confused, what makes her scared. It's just so cute. She is a really sweet, happy baby most of the time, and I think just spending time with her and getting to know her little personality and figure out her quirks and whatnot, I think that's the best thing. And also like newborn snuggles are pretty darn great. Okay, now I'm going in with liquid highlighter in the color Bounce. And I want to take a moment to thank Merit Beauty for collaborating with me on this video. I have always loved makeup. You might not be able to tell from my last few videos because I don't wear it super often anymore now that I'm a mom and with the pandemic going on. But I love makeup so much, especially when I was younger. I would play with it all the time and experiment with different looks. I was obsessed with beauty YouTubers. I watched them all the time. I still do, honestly. Like, I would go to Sephora all the time. I love trying out different products. Like, it's just so fun for me. So I was so excited when Merit reached out. It's like kind of a dream come true for me for like a luxury makeup brand. Want to work with me? I was like, hello? Merit Beauty is a minimal and luxury makeup brand. All their products are clean, vegan, and cruelty-free, which I absolutely love. That's really important for me. When I was pregnant, I was really looking into what goes into the products that I'm putting on my body, and I just wanted to make sure I was being as careful as I could, and I'm still breastfeeding, so I'm conscious of that. So I love that I don't have to worry about that at all with Merit makeup products. And they just have really beautiful things that are very like aesthetic. Honestly, I was looking at their Instagram and I was like, this might be too cool for me. I don't know. Merit Beauty is really great for when you want to feel a little bit more put together, like a little bit made up without having a whole face. I don't know about you guys, but ever since the pandemic started, I just didn't wear that much makeup anymore. I was working from home on maternity leave, and I found that when I did do like a full face of makeup, I just felt kind of like heavy and weird, and like I didn't really look like myself. So I love that these are just such like lightweight products that really let your natural beauty shine through. As I get ready today, I'm going to be using a lot of their products. So I'll list off the names and stuff and put the shades in the description. And if you guys see anything that looks cool or you want to check them out, they did give me an affiliate link for you guys, so you can get 10% off any purchase using my link, and I'll link that down below. Next question. How did you and Davis meet? I had a couple questions on this. So Davis and I actually met in high school. Funny enough, we met our freshman year, first day of school, because our lockers were right next to each other. His last name is Hinkle and my last name at the time was Hawkins, so our lockers were like stacked on top of each other. So that's how we met. No like attraction and flirtation or anything for a long time. We just like at the end of the day, we would like chat for a little bit while we were packing up our stuff. We started dating our senior year, but funny story, we actually only dated for like a month or two, and then we broke up, and then we ended up getting back together a year after high school. So like after a year, we had both gone away for college. If you guys want like a story time on like that whole thing, let me know, because I feel like that would be a fun video to make. What was giving birth like? It's the next question. Giving birth was, I mean, crazy. It was really hard. It was very intense, but it was also just like the most wonderful and empowering and like cool thing that I had ever done. I liked giving birth. I thought it was really cool. It was like physically the most intense thing I've ever gone through. If you guys didn't know, I had like a natural unmedicated birth, so I like, you know, felt everything, but it was wonderful. And I think just going through something so intense and then like getting to meet your baby at the end, it was amazing, and it was such a good bonding experience for all of us. I loved giving birth. I'm excited to have my next baby. Okay, I'd say complexion is looking pretty good. Today I'm not doing like full-on makeup. I'm just kind of going with the minimalist vibe, so I'm not gonna do like a ton of eyeshadow and everything. If you guys want to see like more of what my everyday makeup used to be when I wore more makeup, I have a video that I will link up here and in the description, so you can check that out. The biggest questions I saw were like, how many kids do you want and when are you gonna have baby number 2? So first question, how many kids do you want and how long between them? Davis and I both said we always wanted 3 kids, and that's still kind of what we're thinking. Although like 1 is pretty intense, so I can't really imagine having 3 right now. But you know, people do it and they survive. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the brow tint / brow gel. Normally I like would fill in my brows, but I kind of like how this just gives a more like sparse natural look. So yeah, 3 kids. How long between them? I always thought like I want them to be fairly close in age so they can be in school with each other and like be friends with each other's friends and whatnot. My brother and I were like 2.5 years apart. I thought that was a really good gap. So we're probably gonna aim to have all our kids like 2 to 3 years apart, God willing, on all of that. And then like the question that goes along with that, when are you guys planning to try for baby number 2? So I've like kind of just started thinking about that. My mind just like could not even comprehend thinking about another baby for a while, and it's definitely gonna be a little bit. We probably won't start trying for baby number 2 until after Davis graduates. If you guys didn't know, he is in school right now getting his bachelor's degree in computer science. And that was originally our plan for baby number 1, to wait till he was done, but we just felt like it was the right time to have a baby, so we decided to go ahead and do that. For the next one, I think we're definitely gonna wait so that, you know, he can just have a bit more time and not be so stressed and busy with other things. That's next June that he will be graduating, so that's kind of like around the time I'm thinking, but we'll just see how it goes. And when we feel like it's the right time. Next question, what has been the most unexpected thing about motherhood? That is a very good question. I thought I was very well prepared on what to expect and, you know, what things were gonna be like, and I was just hit with so many unexpected things. I'm using the highlighter on my eyes, by the way. Just give them like a little bit of shimmer, a little color. I think the most unexpected thing for me was like how much we have struggled with breastfeeding and feeding in general. I really didn't think I was gonna have any problems breastfeeding, which was maybe naive of me. You know, you hear people having struggles with it all the time, but I didn't think it was gonna happen to me for some reason. But then we were hit with, you know, posterior tongue tie and low milk supply, and she went on a feeding strike for a little bit, and it's just been a huge struggle. We are still breastfeeding a bit, but mostly she is bottle fed, which was really hard for me to come to terms with initially. I'm getting like a lot more used to it, but yeah, that was not easy in the beginning. So that was probably the most unexpected thing. Okay, next question. I might have kind of answered this, but did you plan for Ivy or was she unexpected? She was planned for. We knew we wanted to get pregnant and we're like actively trying. And funny enough, it's actually almost exactly a year ago that I got pregnant. I found out on June 16th, so it was around this time. And I'll say I'm using my own mascara. It's the Tarte's Lash Paint, and I love it. It is my favorite mascara, but I'm hoping that the Merit one will get restocked so that I can try it. Next question, how has YouTube changed your life? I don't know. I think more than anything, it's just given me like a really cool creative hobby and pastime. And it also has just made me a lot more intentional about documenting and recording special moments, which I love. I'm really excited to be able to look back on them in the future. I think it does add a little bit of stress to my life. Not that I've ever like felt much pressure like from the outside. I think it's mostly internal, but just pressure to post and to create good content that people will like. And sometimes you do just, you know, get down on yourself if something doesn't like perform as well as you thought it would or whatever. But yeah, I really enjoy doing YouTube. It's about a year now since I started it, and I have just been like, wow, okay, lower mascara and talking, not easy. Okay, hold on. I've just been kind of shocked and amazed like how many people want to watch my life and are interested in it. I think it's really cool, and I love like this community that we're building of moms and women and friends, and you know, everyone else that's here too. I love it. So I'm really grateful for all of you for being here and allowing me to do this. It's very fun for me. I'm just a very like creative person, I think, and it's really good for me to have such a good outlet where I can share like my passions and my interests, and you know, work on like photography and videography and editing and these things that, you know, I might not normally get exposed to. Baby names you love but won't be using. I was gonna make that video when I was pregnant and then I just ran out of time. But I will make that for the next pregnancy because I have like a whole list of names I love. What's one thing you wish someone told you about pregnancy or motherhood? Okay, the funny thing is I feel like people actually told me like mostly what I needed to know, and I also just did like a lot of research on things, so there wasn't a ton that was like completely unexpected for me. But I wish I would have like believed people a little bit more. I think there were a lot of things I would hear about it and just think like, oh, that's not gonna happen to me, or you know, it could, but it probably won't happen to me. And then they did, kind of like, you know, the breastfeeding stuff, there's a few examples too. And I think I did that just because people have a tendency to be kind of like negative and try to scare people when it comes to pregnancy, like, oh, you're never gonna sleep again, or you're not gonna have any free time, breastfeeding's so hard, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't like that negative vibe. So I kind of just brushed a lot of that off. But I wish I would have listened a little bit more to some of those and just like listened to the wisdom of how to get through some of those situations. But I still do really think that it's important to be positive about like motherhood and pregnancy and, you know, all that stuff, because how you think about it is how it's going to be. So I try really hard to maintain a positive outlook on it. Okay, last thing, I'm going in with their Tinted Lip Oil in the color Au Naturel. I love this. I am not a lip gloss person, but this just feels like so smooth and it's not sticky at all. I really like it. Again, I don't think I can talk while I do this, sorry. Isn't that a pretty color? It's just on the top, so it looks weird right now. Oh, and I will say, like, this takes me like 5 minutes to do my makeup, but since I'm talking through it, it's obviously taking longer. Okay, well, we have finished our makeup and I answered a lot of the questions. I didn't get to all of them, so I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. If you guys want to see like another Q&A, maybe one about specifically like pregnancy or birth or postpartum or whatever, let me know in the comments. But thank you so much for asking me these questions. If you guys want to participate in stuff like this in the future, make sure you're following me on Instagram. My handle is @GraceLavon, so that you can ask me questions or comment on things or whatever you want. I share lots of kind of behind the scenes life things on there. I'm ready to go. I need to get Ivy ready and get all my stuff together, so I'm gonna run. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was really fun and kind of like different for me to film, so I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you guys want to check out Merit for yourselves, highly recommend. They seriously have beautiful stuff. I will link it down below, and make sure you go through my link to get 10% off your purchase. If you guys try any of these products, let me know because I really love them. I hope you do too. All right, well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.